Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here. No, I didn't miss it. I was just busy as usual, but oh, you know I gotta cover this. A first look at the wilds of Eldraine. That's right, the next set coming up in, I don't know, a long time from now. And it was written by Jubilee Finnegan, which I have no idea who that is, but they're going through staff like crazy over at WotC, in case you didn't hear. So let's just dive into it. I haven't really looked at this. So this fall, return to the land of fairy tales, knights, and elks. Oh, sorry, I misread that. Witches in Wilds of Eldraine, a plane cloaked in mystery and fantasy. Eldraine has so much to discover, like elks. And more elks. Probably some elks behind those elks, too. Eldraine is a top-down, fairy tale-inspired plane that relishes in the whimsy of a good tale. I think top-down means they start with the concept and then make the cards around it, and those usually are unbalanced and don't do well, in case you're not familiar with that term. So this time we're venturing beyond the scenic castles and into the wilds, which is weird because right after that it's Ixalan, which is like kind of the same thing. I mean, slightly different biome, but come on, they're in the woods. It's the jungle. That just seems odd. But whatever, it's all fairy tales anyway. I don't care what they are, if they're in a cancel or outside, doesn't really matter. So, a land filled with fairies, giants, and more. Yes, Wilds of Eldraine is also your first look into the multiverse following the Phyrexian invasion. While our heroes have stopped Alice Norn's plans, the consequences of this are on full display here. That I'm interested in. That's going to be really wild, just to see it in the art and the story and all that. You'll meet old friends and enemies and elks, explore new corners, and discover how the multiverse is healing from the invasion. I bet it isn't. While our story won't be beginning just yet, we're excited to show off some of the first glimpses of art cards and story from this new set, releasing September 8th. That's coming right up, a little over a month. Okay, so let's begin. Oh, look, they got a video. Let's see how far into it I can get without being so disgusted I have to stop. Yeah, I'm good. All right, so let's see what the rest of it is. Wilds of Eldraine. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the last Eldraine, it was one of the most hated sets ever. Ikoria just barely beat it, and they were just, I think, literally back-to-back, if not effectively, in my memory, back-to-back. Oh, man. This was an unbalanced, power-pushed pile of garbage the first time. But people did kind of like the fairy tale stuff, so, if you could separate that. And now just nobody plays standards, so nobody cares. So now it's just all about the story and the singles and the art. So, hey. Certainly not helping WotC's bottom line, but I ain't in charge of that. So, once upon a time, during our original visit to Eldraine, we focused on the royal courts and their role in the plane. This nightly image of Eldraine was a fan favorite. It absolutely was not. We're returning to this plane in Wilds of Eldraine, but it's a tad different. Eldraine is still a land of beauty and splendor filled with enchanting prairies and valiant heroes, most of which, just kidding, all of them are female. Alright, so we got this, which, alright, they're going full Lord of the Rings, that's fine, which is weird because they just did that. But now we're venturing beyond the castle walls and into the wilds. You literally just said that. Edit your articles. These mysterious woods are full of strange creatures, wild beasts, and arcane magic. Wilds of Eldraine capture the mystique of these lands, inviting the player to discover what secrets may lie behind the elk. Here's a thing. That's definitely a thing. I mean, they aren't even saying what the name of the art is, which is kind of funny. During the Phyrexian invasion, a curse called the Wicked Slumber fell upon the land. As the curse lulled the Phyrexian forces into a harmless sleep, this seemed to be the plane's salvation. Wait, so that sounds like they did the best against the Phyrexians. That's actually amazing. However, it has now become their curse as the people of Eldraine have begun to fall into a deep slumber. Isn't that what they just said? I'd have to read that twice, but that seems like a very poorly written paragraph. Whatever, let's move on. That's everybody going all sleepy, apparently. I don't know. Who knows? So you gotta wonder how long you can go without water while sleeping, just saying, but it must be a magic sleep, which means whole lot of smooching going on, the true love's kiss, wake anybody up, that, or a flashbang, or, everybody seen, the fireworks wake up, Bam Margera? Come on. You ever heard of a thing called the 9-banger? It's like a flashbang, but it goes off 9 times. And if you vote for me as leader of Eldraine, I will make it my top priority to roll out this and every other experimental way of waking people up. I'm quite good at it. So when designing Wilds of Eldraine, we wanted to capture the sensation of magic existing all around you. You'll see this on a large scale, like the wicked slumbers seizing the population, or with something as simple as some fey trickery. Now see, I kind of like that, like the hyper magical worlds, but also not taking it too seriously. That's why, people kind of like the vibe of it, but boy, was it completely ruined by what it did to Standard. And just the mountain of cards they refuse to ban. And the elk. So damn many elk. I guess we'll show off a sleight of hand here. It's a promo of some sort, and it says promo pack. And that is a reprint, but it's look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. That is darn close to like Ponder and Brainstorm and Opt and all those real disruptive spell spamming boosting stuff that you got to be real careful of, especially if you don't rotate for 3 years. Just saying. And by the way, right around spoiler time, I don't remember if it's before or after the release of this set. I think it's before. I want to say mid-August. We're going to see another massive ban in Standard. They have got to go so much harder, and they damn well know it, because this is their last chance for a year. So they said they're not going to do any bans for a year after this next one, because, you know, it's too disruptive, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we cater to the net deckers instead of the people trying to have fun. Yeah, we get it. Okay, we get it. But the last one was just like a demo one, and they're looking at the numbers go down, and Arena is Standard, and Standard is Arena. So if they lose that, they lose Arena, and Arena's their main source of money. So, yeah, I would maybe get a little more aggressive with that. I've got a list, but it's about 12 cards long, and they don't have the balls to do that. But anyway, this ain't the ban announcement video. I just wanted to throw that in. So this will be terrible for the format, though. This curse was placed on the land by Talion, the Fey Lord of the Wilds, and 3 Witch Sisters, originally meant to protect the plane from the forces of Phyrexia. The wicked slumber has grown beyond their control. Now the people of Eldraine worry that the day may come when they're all trapped in this unwaking sleep. Well, who is it affecting? I thought they said like everybody on the plane fell asleep, unless I just jumped to that conclusion. But we do have Restless Fortress. There you go. Not just battlefield tapped. It can tap for one or the other color, and then if you pay 2+1 of each color there, Restless Fortress becomes a 1/4 white and black nightmare creature. Until end of turn, it's still land. Okay. And when it attacks, defending player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Ooh. So that's a pretty innocent mid to low powered manland, but manlands completely ruined the game like twice in the last 10 to 20 years. So they're playing with fire with this, and you know this is part of a cycle. You know it. Oh boy. Okay. So the characters of Wilds of Eldraine, it's Elk, Elk, and more Elk, and then this bitch. So our story begins with Talion, the kindly lord. While they are the ruler of all Eldraine's Fae, they also, really it's a they, piss off with that. Also serve as a mysterious protector of all of Eldraine's people. During the Phyrexian invasion, Talion was forced to join with 3 witches to create the Wicked Slumber, a curse which now affects their child. Ooh. Haha, serves you right. Gotta watch out for that magic backfiring. You know, if it's too hard for them to determine, I'll take a crack at it. Let's see. I'm gonna say female, because in the words of Dave Chappelle, you know where you bought that, and it darn sure wasn't in the men's department. And you know what? I don't remember any, non-parody versions of the Maury Povich show where they were trying to determine who's the mother. So if they're gonna go all, ooh, they pronouns here, let me help you. Were you the one that had the kid? Yes or no? Depending upon that answer, I think I've got an answer back for you there. Can clear that confusion up real quick. So as flying, obviously 3/4, and when they enter the battlefield, choose a number between 1 and 10. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value, power, or toughness equal to the chosen number, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. That would be hilarious in an unset. That's just going to be unreliable, stupid, and annoying in Standard, which means people will play it. That color combination has fallen off a little bit, but you do see it. I mean, this will mix stuff up and so will the ban. So it's almost going to be like a rotation happen, but without like the actual solutions from it. So yeah, where there are nightmares, Ashy Larry, aka Ashiok, is sure to be close by. That's right, we get an Ashy set. What's up? With an entire kingdom's worth of nightmares to prey upon, they're ready to unleash their magic, no matter the cost. So we get Wicked Manipulator, 5 cost 5 loyalty, mono black, that's a mistake, but Lily's getting banned anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hopefully Obliterator gets banned too, and White Obliterator. So the passive ability is if you would pay life while your library has at least that many cards in it, exile that many cards from the top of your library instead. Okay. +1, look at the top 2 cards of your library, exile one of them and put the other into your hand. Nice. And then -2, create 2 1/1 Black Nightmare creature tokens with at the beginning of combat on your turn. If a card was put in exile this turn, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Oh, that's a build-up, but you'd be, protecting her while kind of playing with the up-down loyalty. So that's actually kind of balanced and interesting. They don't really do balance and interest anymore with Planeswalkers. -7. Okay, target player exiles the top X cards of the library, where X is the total mana value of cards you own in exile. So once again, a little digital friendly, but not impossible to do in paper, but they are kind of making that move. So that's just kind of interesting. I don't know if anybody will play that. I think it slots into one specific thing, but we'll see. Look at this guy who's just a little too happy, if you ask me. I mean, you live in Eldraine. Just take it down a notch there. But we'll also be meeting some new friends during our visit. Some new friends that are on some new meds. Kellen is a new character, one who will be taking up Talion's quest to end the wicked slumber. Kellen, Lord of the High Fae, has been tasked with bringing peace and salvation to his people. Oh, Kellen's going to turn out to be the son of Talion, by the way. Oh, sorry, was that spoiler out loud? I'm sorry. He's also half Fae, half human. Oh, the High Fae. Now we got the regular Fae and the High Fae. Wow. I thought we were done with that level of racism. Will and Rowan make a return in the set, obviously, though under much different circumstances. Yeah, they started the Man Wham. We all know this. During the Phyrexian invasion, the twins lost both their parents. Really? Wasn't that Kenrith or whatever? Dang, that guy was OP as balls. Boy, if he lost to the Phyrexians, no wonder they put everybody to sleep. Following that, Will and Rowan have lost their sparks. That's right. And are left to hold the kingdom together, a challenge that may push them beyond their limits. I think, don't they have, they're twins, and then they had a conjoined spark, so they had to planeswalk together. So, if they get their spark back or whatever, that'll be maybe they'll each get one, or maybe they won't, or it's kind of neat. I might be way off there. Hope I remember the right one. And of course, we couldn't return to Eldraine without the beloved Sir Ginger, who completely ruined Standard for everybody last time. Along with Tough Cookie to round out this sweet group of heroes. Oh god. Tough Cookie, which is not a holiday promo and not an uncard, but this entire set is a borderline unset. That's fine. 2 cost, green, 2/2, artifact creature, food golem. And when Tough Cookie enters the battlefield, create a food token, because of course we're doing that again. And if you pay 3, target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature till end of turn. Vicious food. And then if you pay 2 and tap it, sacrifice Tough Cookie, you gain 3 life, because he, of course, is food. So, a new story of Magic unfolds, if they remember to write the story this time. The knights who repelled the invasion, both those gone to seed as mercenaries, I don't think that's a term. And, I mean, I'm a gardener. If you say go to seed, it means it went to seed. Anyway, and those yet clinging to valor will call Will the Boy King. He's 40. Whatever. Where was I? And no matter how much she wishes it were otherwise, Rowan cannot blame them. Why would she do whatever? So, as the curse of the wicked slumber seizes the people of Eldraine, tension escalates between the Kenrith twins. Elsewhere, an ancient force from deep within the wilds calls upon a young, half-Fae boy who has yet to understand what it means to be a hero, and I bet he's going to encounter exaggerated racism. Discover how this fairy tale is told when the 5-part Wilds of Eldraine story on August 8th. Oh, begins on August 8th. I can read right here on Daily MTG. Yeah, or just sub to my channel. That's probably a better idea. So Fairy Tales and Booster Fun. Oh boy, Booster Fun is just a bunch of artificial scarcity crap that they inject in the boosters, and then they gave it a cutesy term because Mark Rosewater's even nerdier than I am. So Wilds of Eldraine blends its fantastical characters with equally stunning artwork. Our team of artists worked to deliver an aesthetic that feels like it popped straight out of a book of fairy tales. You'll be able to find art depicting many lovable heroes and dastardly villains. And of course, Little Red Riding Hood is now the big, strong, buff hero and doesn't need no man. And yeah, whatever. Cool, great. Yay, feminism. We got a big old staircase. Neat. We got this thing. All right. Because Eldraine is such a beloved plane, we knew we had to find the best way to capture it through Booster Fun. Wilds of Eldraine is jam-packed with borderless showcase and foil cards. We're throwing everything that made money in the past, but we've already completely burned people out on At the Wall to see what sticks. Hopefully it makes an extra $10. It probably won't. Oh, wait, was I editorializing again? Sorry about that. And foil cards that are inspired by folklore and fantasy. We'll bring the fun to basic lands, but we won't bring non-curling foils, with special showcase versions that highlight the enchanting imagery of the wilds. Ooh. At least the islands are blue. I mean, anytime they do that, they're at least barely on the right track. Part of the charm of fairy tales is their sense of adventure, and fans love the storybook frame found in the adventurer cards in Throne of Eldraine, so we're bringing them back so that we don't have to pay somebody to draw it again. And just they're so like, whoa, fans love this, so we did it. Well, fans hated the set. They hated almost everything about it. So, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, as they say. So, yeah, whatever, I'm done reading their stupid BS. Let's see what this card is. Cruel Somnophage, which is roughly Latin for phage of sleeping. You're welcome. So it's 2-cost black creature nightmare. You can cast it for its sorcery thingy. Then exile this card, and then you may cast it later from exile, so it's kind of cool. Exile is going to be a thing, so I think they're going back to like the whole BFC exile as a mechanic thing, but like loosely, which that's fine. People hated it the first time. I thought it was... Their explanation for it was almost worse than what it did to the game. So we got target player mills 4 cards. That does not bode well. And then Cruel Somnophage's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. Ooh, also known as Night Howler, but more powerful. Cool. Except you don't have to kill it twice. That's a shame, because that effect was pretty good. You'll also be able to find special borderless. Yeah, we know. Okay, whatever. Yeah, great, cool. So we got Restless Fortress. That's the one we saw before, but alternate more expensive art for if you just have more money than sense. Or Ashy Larry here, Wicked Manipulator, if you like weird art like that. I mean, what even is that? That looks like Nightmare Before Christmas. Then we got Moonshaker Cavalry. Oh boy, 8-cost Mythic 6/6. This might actually be a low-powered set for once. Wouldn't that be nice? Creature Spirit Knight flying, and when it enters battlefield, creatures you control gain flying and gain XX till end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Holy tap dancing hell, that's going to be really powerful in some decks. My gosh. Oh, then we're doing textless? Come on. How did none of you guess this? Because see, remember, in one of the recent videos I said, what do you think Wizards will do next? What have they not tapped into from Magic's past that made money and seemed kind of elitist and special? Because it was borderless cards, it was full art cards, it was full art lands. Those things were crazy expensive, but they only did it once in a while because they didn't want to burn people out on it. They wanted to maintain the prestige. Then when they did it again, BFC flooded it, that now nobody gives a single crap about any kind of full art land. They're just worth nothing. In fact, the BFZ ones are still worth nothing. So that's a shame. So nobody guessed textless promos. Because those I think were tournament only, if I'm not mistaken, or some kind of like mail-in thing with the books or the magazine or something like that. Sorry if I'm a little foggy on it. I just never knew the information in the first place because I didn't play back then. But yeah, textless is annoying. Take a guess why. Because you don't know what the damn card does. So, Store Championship promos, they're doing that again. Whatever. That's actually kind of cool because then it kind of is like a tournament event. But I mean, they didn't say you can't pull them in a collector's booster. In fact, there's like the ancillary spot, which I'm pretty sure has that. Oh boy. So Enchanting Tales with Wilds of Eldraine wanted to do something extra special to excite players and show off this wonderful plane. In every booster of Wilds of Eldraine, you'll find one of the Enchanting Tales cards. Others do Mystic Archive again, aren't they? A non-standard legal, which is very confusing to new people. Bonus sheet, like the Brothers War, Retro Artifacts, or Strixhaven School of Mages Mystical Archive. Wait, what did I say? I don't think I said either of those things. Whatever. Want an example of what you can find? Want an example of Des trying to read after being out in the sun all day? How about Smothering Tithe? Oh, people don't like this card. But yeah, that's a little Rumpelstiltskin spinning straw into gold. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. You guys know what Smothering Tithe does. This is going to be like a $34 card, by the way. So these cards featuring special storybook art are all fan-favorite enchantments from Magic's past. So that turns this into a Miniature Masters set without upping the price. Well, I doubt that. But every time you add something special to the boosters, that's alternate art, rare, old school reprint, like these are like some, pretty noteworthy cards here. You effectively push down the price of the standard cards, making standard cheaper to get, and the base level playable new cards a little bit cheaper to play other formats. So that's actually a good thing all around because it makes everything cheaper. And so people are like, oh, another dumb thing. Well, you don't have to buy it. You like legitimately really don't have to buy these. Sell these and then buy a cheaper version of them. Just saying. So we got Greater Oromancy, Curiosity, Rhystic Study, that one's huge. Necropotence, Aggravated Assault, nice. Doubling Season, I hate that card so much. That's like the 9th version of the worst kept secret with the swan or the whatever that is, goose. Prismatic Omen, there you go. What if lands are okay, yeah, I've heard of that. That's just the start of what to expect. No, it's probably pretty much the end of it. I mean, higher prices, is that what we're still has to expect? So, yeah, I mean, this is what it is. We got that. I think we've already actually seen this. We got the regular ones, which is the cheapest way to play. Then we got Commander decks. Ooh, Virtue and Valor and Fey Dominion. Okay. Those are 2, like, played combos right now. So if that's what they're going to focus on in the main set as well, it's going to be rough. All right, as a side note, we won't be releasing Jumpstart boosters. Oh, I heard rumors that they were canceling a Jumpstart thing. Good, because people hated it. Jumpstart never took off since they bungled it in Europe. I think, didn't they just give up on ever sending that set to Europe ever? And they're just like, we're just not going to do it at all. And then the prices skyrocketed. People are like shoving them up their, places and smuggling them in and shipping them inside of bears like it's crack cocaine, but it's really just Jumpstart boosters because you can get like 15 a piece from Europe for some damn reason. So I guess they confuse that with like high demand and success, even though it's like literally by any type of metric a failure. And they're just like, cool, let's do it again. And they're like, why isn't this working? Oh, well, let's do it again. And now like 3 years later, they're like, you know what? People hate Jumpstart and it's not selling. Screw it. So yeah. However, as with previous new to Magic Standard Legal cards in Jumpstart boosters, you'll be able to find additional Standard Legal cards in set and collector boosters. I know that. We'll show off these new cards in the future. Wait, what? So they made it Standard Legal cards in Jumpstart boosters, which was the stupidest thing they did lately. Then they canceled it. Then they said, don't worry, you'll be able to find them in set and collector's boosters. From what I understand, at very, very low densities. So if you need one of those cards to be competitive in standard, holy hell are those going to be expensive. Oh boy, that is something. That could be devastating. That is so careless and stupid. So there it is. Big old book, big old other book. Code is whoa. That's actually like woe is me. Like that's actually kind of fitting. Then we got walk, which is I mean should have made it an A because it's kind of whack, but whatever. Wait, huh? Enchanting Tales is gonna have a different. I guess it would, wouldn't it? Otherwise, it would confuse people more. All right. Well, I mean it is what it is. There's all the dates and stuff if you want to pause on that. Otherwise. I'm just not that excited because WotC's just been screwing up, pissing people off, and losing customers, costing me personally money, and ruining the game. So it's like, how excited can you get? So if you're into the art, you're into Commander, you want to get a couple things or get some cool looking pretty stuff, or you're into fairy tales, good for you. I think it'll be interesting. And since nobody gives one single crap about Standard anymore, it is what it is. The closest I get to caring about this is like, how good is it for draft and how trash is Standard going to be after it. But we'll get a little preview when we see the next ban announcement. So we're going to have just literally, it could even be in the next week. So like no joke, sub to my channel if you don't want to miss it. We could get the full announcement of 1+ years worth of future products into 2024 because they're overdue for that. It's going to be announced at Gen Con on August 3rd. And then very shortly after, we will see the next final for the year until next year, August, the Standard ban. And that is going to be either so underwhelming or so over aggressive. There's no way it's in the middle. No way. So what they said they're doing is trying to predict what's going to be going on in Eldraine, what people will play, what the major things are, and then force you to actually have to buy them by flushing out some of the overpowered crap. Or stuff that just like shuts down Eldraine's main point and main like mechanics. So that, leaning towards that, they might go super light, but leaning towards, oh my god, we have to fix this, power this down, and get rid of this hyper control crap and mono black dominance and hot gen, just get rid of all of it right now. Because then they'll be like, yeah, it's a big announcement, a big ban, 8 cards or whatever, but we didn't do a rotation. So like, keep your 1,500 cards, you know what I mean? I think that's how they're going to spin it if they go hyper aggressive with this, and I hope they do, I really do. So anything that makes Arena more playable, just saying. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.